So we're going to talk about magnets today. Okay, so we're going to read a story called Fun with Magnets, and we're going to practice explanatory writing or writing to explain. So I see that a lot of you did your homework from yesterday. I'm going to check that over the weekend. Okay, Harry Kane, do you have that packet printed out?
Yes.
The Fun with Magnets? Okay. Who else has their Fun with Magnets packet? Did anyone else get that printed? If you did, I want you to have it in front of you so you can follow along with your own packet. If not, that's okay. Just follow along on the screen. Okay? And if you do have your own packet, then you can be writing these answers down on your packet. If not, I will take pictures of the worksheets that we fill out together, and I will send them home so you will have them to help you do your homework. Okay? But I want you to write down these answers if you have your packet printed out in front of you. And please be following along. Okay, so we're going to be practicing writing to explain. So first, let's go over some vocabulary. Okay, we have a lot to do today, so I'm going to do this a bit quickly. If you have a question, please raise your hand. All right? So our first vocabulary word is beehive. Okay, what is a beehive, David?
A beehive is a home. Is a home when the bee makes honey.
Very good. A beehive is simply a home for bees, where our bees live. Good job. Okay, and inside that beehive, they make honey, and that's where we can get our honey from. Okay, so what about corner? Does everyone see the corner in the picture? So we can say the corner is the edge of something. Say the edge, or where two lines meet. Okay, do we see we have one line ends here and a second line ends there, and right where they meet is our corner. So let's see, who is in a room right now? Miss, go run to the corner of your room. Where is the corner of your room? Other one, so we can see. There we go. Myth is in the corner of his room. Okay, good job. So it's where the two walls meet. That's our corner. Good job, Myth. You can come and sit back down. Okay. So our next word is going to be force. Does anyone know what a force is? Harry Kane, what is a force?
Pull or push.
Okay, so we could say a force might be a pull or a push. Can we see a force with our eyes?
No.
No. So we can say a force might be, we'll say it as an action you cannot see. Okay, and an example of that would be maybe like a force from a magnet, a pull or a push, but you cannot see, you're not seeing me actually pushing something, but it's an action you cannot see. Okay, so we have many forces. What about magnet? Who knows what a magnet is? Angton, do you know what a magnet is?
A magnet is a thing made with metal. It can a thing can pull metal.
Okay, so we'll say it's a magnet is made out of some sort of metal.
Yes.
Made from metal that pull or that has a force. Okay.
Yes.
Magnet is something that's made from metal and it has a force, so it can pull things or push things to or from it. Good job, Anton. What about a shoebox lid? Who in here has bought a pair of shoes? Neymar, have you ever bought a pair of shoes?
No.
You've never gotten a new pair of shoes?
No.
No? Okay. So we'll say a shoebox lid. This is the entire shoe box here. And the lid is just the top of a box. Okay, so I will color in the lid. The lid is just the top of our box here. That's all it is. And our last one is strength. Katie, do you know what strength is?
Strength is
Do you maybe know a synonym for the word strength? That's okay if you don't know. So we'll just say strength. When you have strength, you have power, right? So something with a lot of strength is very strong or has a lot of power. Something with a little bit of strength is not so strong or does not have a lot of power. Okay, does anyone have any questions about our vocabulary words? No? All good? Okay. So, okay, we're going to go over some other words to know quickly. Enough. Lily, when you have had enough to eat, are you still hungry?
no.
No. When you've had enough, you're full. No more. Okay. Iron. Iron is a type of metal. We're going to talk about that with our magnet story. Okay. A loop. When you do, what is the opposite of loop, Lisa? So if this is our, very good. This is our loop here. The opposite or an antonym for loop would be straight. Okay, so loop is when you draw like a curly line or go in circles. Okay. Metal. So we know some examples of metal are iron and steel and things like that. So metal is a type of material. Object. So an object can be a thing, but here we're talking about, when we say the object, we're talking about a goal or a purpose. Okay, so the object of writing an explanatory paragraph is to explain to people what something is. And that's going to become more clear in our story that we're going to read. Scissors. Ronaldo, what do we use scissors for?
To cut something.
Very good. We use scissors to cut something. Easy. Steel is another type of metal. So we'll say iron is a type of metal. Steel is a type of metal. Okay. And stronger. And when we say, let's look at our picture over here in the bottom corner. Goku, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Which man is stronger? The man with the brown hair or with the blonde hair? So stronger means more strong. So Goku, which man is stronger?
Brown hair.
The man with the brown hair is stronger. He is more strong because we can see his big muscles. All right, good job. Does anyone have questions about our words to know? Go ahead and raise your hand if you have questions about the words to know. Okay, and Sophia also says scissors are to cut. All right. Pretty easy, right? I think most of these are words that you have seen before. So we're going to read our story, and if you're not sure about a word, then you can raise your hand and ask me, and we'll talk about the meaning of it while we read our story. Okay? So let's read. Fun with magnets. Magnets have a force. How do we know that the force is there? We can see magnets pull things that are made of iron or steel. Magnets have forces that are different strengths. Stronger magnets pull or move heavier objects. How can you test the force? You can make a game that will show the magnet's force at work. Before you make the game, test the magnet to make sure it is strong enough. First, place the paperclip in the box lid. Hold the magnet below the lid and move it around. If it moves the paperclip, the magnet is strong enough. If it does not, you need a stronger magnet. Materials that we need for our game: a shoebox lid, 2 sheets of paper, scissors, tape, colored pens, a metal paperclip, and a magnet. So let's see how we can make our game. Before, does anyone have questions about what we just read? We're going to answer some questions. Actually, let's answer some questions before we learn how to make our game so we know what's happening here. So a magnet's force is easy to see, is always strong, or pulls objects made of iron. Let's go back to our story. So what does a magnet's force do? So number one, is it easy to see? Is it always strong, or it pulls objects made of iron? Katie, can you tell us?
They can pull things made of iron or steel.
Okay, so it says magnets pull things that are made of iron or steel. Okay, very good. So magnets force can pull objects made of iron. Okay, number two, magnets have different strengths, cut through paper clips, or pick up paper. Let's go back to our story. What do magnets do? Let's see, Myth, do you see on the screen? Tell me about magnets' forces. Can you read that sentence to me, please?
Magnet have a force. How do we know the force in the air? We can see magnet pulling or made of iron or steel. Many magnets have force that are different strengths.
Very good. So magnets have forces that are different strengths. Okay, remember a strength is how strong or weak something is. So some magnets can be very strong. Some magnets can be very weak. So to answer our question, we'll say magnets have different strengths. Okay, good job, Myth. A magnet's force can move through what? What is a magnet's force? What can a magnet's force move through? Let's go back and check. Okay, so we are going to test the magnet to make sure it's strong enough. So it says, first, place the paper clip in the box lid. Hold the magnet below the lid and move it around. If it moves the paper clip, the magnet is strong enough. If it does not, you need a stronger magnet. So what can a magnet's force move through? We're putting a paper clip on one side and a magnet on the other side. What goes in between, Katie? Or sorry, Lisa.
The shoes box lid.
Very good. So a magnet's force can move through a shoebox lid. Okay, and what are we using the lid and a magnet for? Alex, number 4. We're using the shoebox lid and a magnet to test paper, make a game, or make a flower. Are we testing paper? Are we making a game? Or are we making a flower?
Make a game.
Very good. We are making a game. Okay, so we're going to answer our last question after we read this next part. Okay, so we know so far that a magnet's force can pull objects made of iron. Magnets have different strengths, so some are stronger, some are weaker. A magnet's force can move through a shoebox lid, and we're using a lid and a magnet to make a game. So let's talk about our game. So first, in making a magnet game, we're going to trace the shape of the shoebox lid on a sheet of paper. Cut out the traced shape. Okay, so does everyone see the lid over here? And we're drawing the shape of the lid onto a sheet of paper. Draw a flower and a beehive in 2 corners of the shape. So we have our beehive in one corner and our flower in another corner of the shape. And then draw a path with loops and turns that start at the beehive and ends at the flower. So we're starting at the beehive, making a path with loops and curves and turns, ending at the flower. Place the paper inside the box lid so you can see the picture. Draw a bee on paper. Cut it out. Tape the paper clip to the back of the bee. Place the bee at the beehive. So we are drawing a bee on a piece of paper, and we are gluing or taping a paper clip to the back of our bee. So this is the back side of the bee with the paper clip. Number 4, have a friend hold the magnet under the lid and use it to move the bee along the path. The object of the game is to move the bee from the beehive to the flower. So when we have our shoebox lid, our bee is going to be on top, on our path here. So the bee is going to be on the top of our shoebox, and our magnet is going to be underneath the shoebox. Okay, and like we said before, the magnet's force can move through a shoebox lid. So as we move the magnet underneath the shoebox lid, the bee is going to be moving on top of the shoebox lid. So what is taped to the paper bee? Say, Jenna, what is taped to the bottom of the paper bee? What's taped to the bottom of our bee?
Paper clip.
Yes, very good. We have a paper clip taped to the backside of our paper bee. Okay. Does anyone have questions about our game so far? Does everyone understand how the game works?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're going to fill out some sentences together using the story. We can see magnets do what? Let's go back to our story. What can we see magnets do? Who has not answered? Courage. We can see magnets do what?
Magnets push things that are made of iron or steel.
Very good. So we can see magnets pull things that are made of iron or steel. So let's write that in our sentence here. You can see magnets pull things that are made of iron or steel. Okay. Number 2, magnets have forces blank that are what? Let's go back to our magnets have forces that, Neymar, are you there?
Yes.
Can you finish the sentence for us? Magnets have forces.
Magnets have forces that are different strengths.
Good job. Magnets have forces that are different strengths. Okay. Easy. Okay. You can make a. What can we make? You can make a. Okay, let's see. David, can you help us out? What's the end of that sentence? You can make a.
You can make a game. It will show the magnet's force at work.
Good job. You can make a game that will show the magnet's force at work. Good job. All right, and last one. Tape the paper clip. So why don't you let other people have a turn? Miss, you can tape the paper clip. Where?
What? I cannot hear you.
Where are we taping our paper clip? Tape the paper clip. Where?
Tape the paper clip to the bee.
The top of the bee? The front of the bee? Where?
A back of the.
Very good. Okay, tape the paper clip to the back of the bee. Okay, good job. Easy, right? Okay. Sophia also says you can make a game. Good job, Sophia. All right, so let's look at some more questions. A blank lid has 4 corners. Alex, a magnet lid, a shoebox lid, or a steel lid? Which one has 4 corners?
Shoebox lid.
Good job. A shoebox lid has 4 corners. Okay. Iron and steel are kinds of what, Ronaldo? Iron and
Metal.
very good. Iron and steel are kinds of metal. The blank magnet can pull more. Which magnet would be able to pull more, Katie? The strength magnet?
The stronger magnet can pull more.
Good job. The stronger magnet can pull more. Okay. All right, number 4. A magnet's blank pulls a paper clip. Maradona. Number 4. A magnet's object pulls a paper clip. A magnet's beehive pulls a paper clip. Or a magnet's force pulls a paper clip.
A magnet force.
Good job. The magnet's force pulls the paper clip. And I hear the bees buzz in the what, Cherry?
I hear the bee buzz in the beehive.
Very good. Bees buzz in a beehive. Okay, Sophia, do you have number 6 for us? Use blank to cut the paper. Sophia, do we use enough to cut the paper? Do we use scissors to cut paper? Or do we use magnets to cut paper? Okay, thank you, Sophia. I see. So Sophia says we use scissors to cut paper. Okay, good job. Okay, easy, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to write 4 facts about magnets, and then you're going to do 2 paragraphs for homework. Okay, so what do we know about magnets? Who can tell me a fact about magnets? Katie, tell me a fact that you know.
Magnet can pull object made of iron and steel.
The magnets can pull objects made of iron or steel. Good job. Okay, who else knows a fact about magnets? What else have we learned about magnets? Hang on. What do you know about magnets?
I learn about magnet.
Are all magnets the same strength?
Yes.
Really? Let's go back and check. Okay, so let's look here. Hang on, are you looking?
Yes.
Magnets have forces. Oops, not a good color. Read the sentence that I've just highlighted.
Magnets have forces that are different strengths.
Strengths. So are all magnets the same strength?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Different strength.
Very good. So, okay, what do we say? Magnets can pull objects, iron or steel, and we'll say some magnets are stronger than others. That's the same thing as saying magnets have different strengths. Okay, some magnets are stronger than others. Okay, and Tom, tell me another magnet fact that you know. Do I need to go back to the story?
Yes. Can you? Magnet have a force.
Very good, easy one. So we'll say magnets have a force. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's do one more, and then we will have our live quizzes game. Cherry, tell me a fact about magnets.
They have 2 poles named south and north.
Good job. So, but I want to use that is definitely a very good fact. But I want to also use facts from the story we read. So I'll put that one as a side fact. Okay. So let's say, Lily, do you see another fact from the story?
Yes.
Tell me.
Stronger magnets can pull heavier things.
Very good. Stronger magnets can pull heavier objects. Okay. That's that fact. And then Cherry, let's write Cherry's fact as an extra fact. So Cherry, can you read to me what you said again about magnet poles?
Magnet have two poles named south and north.
Okay, so a south pole and a north pole. That's another excellent extra fact. They have a south pole and a north pole. That's our bonus fact. Good job. Okay, so for homework, well, actually, yeah, we have less than a minute. So if we get kicked off, come back onto the group for the live quizzes code. Okay, so this is going to be our facts about magnets. I will send this to everyone. So for homework, we are going to write 2 paragraphs about magnets. So look at the picture, write a paragraph about the magnet game, explaining how can the bee move from our beehive to the flower. And write a paragraph that tells why should you test the magnets. Sorry, why should you test the magnet before you play the game? Okay, so I'll send this to all of your parents so you can do this over the weekend.